Welcome to Denver, Regis Athletes. The Regis University Athletics Department and the Choices Peer Education Program presents a day in the life of a Regis athlete. Choices is a student-run, peer-to-peer education group at Regis. Choices uses a peer-based approach to promote healthy living at Regis University. We encourage responsible lifestyles by offering alternatives to unhealthy behaviors by increasing awareness about relevant student life issues and by correcting misconceptions about college life.
About 1/3 of current Choices members are student athletes. It's a great organization to get involved and use your leadership as an athlete to lead positive living in the Regis student body. You have a great journey ahead of you. Your coaches, trainers, teachers, and peers are here to help you make the most of it. So here we go.
Being an athlete requires students to play multiple roles. A few of our current athletes are going to show you what to expect in the typical day as a Regis athlete.
Class from like 8 to noon.
7:45.
Get to the gym. 5:30. Stretch. Get ready to go.
Oh, I sure am a cowboy.
A recent study conducted by Oregon State University determined that an average college student needs at least 8 hours or more of sleep each night. However, most students only get 6 to 7 hours of sleep. As athletes, getting the right amount of sleep allows for optimal performance on the field and in the classroom.
It's important to eat a balanced breakfast every single day, especially if you're an athlete. Start your day right by eating breakfast and packing healthy snacks for later in the day. Did you know an average athlete can burn up to 200 calories just shooting baskets during a half an hour? Imagine the amount of calories used in a 2-hour practice.
After a morning workout, athletes shower up, hopefully, and then head to class. Class time is a perfect opportunity to hydrate yourself for practice and games. Water consumption is a must to prevent decreased performance and increased incidence of injury. Drinking water also helps keep you awake. Did you know that a 2 to 3% fluid loss in a 150-pound individual represents 3 to 4.5 pounds of body weight, or 1 to 2 quarts of water loss? Now that you've worked out your body and your mind, it's time for lunch. Let's head to the Rangers Grill to meet up with friends and teammates for a balanced meal.
Having a balanced diet is important to achieving optimal performance in any sport. Did you know consuming more than the daily recommended requirement of 2,000 calories is often necessary as athletes need to repair and refuel after strenuous activities?
After lunch, it's back to class, to the library, or meeting with your advisor. Keeping up with grades is required as an athlete. Study tables, advisors, and help from coaches has helped Regis athletes to achieve an average overall GPA of 3.12 over the past 12 years. Some students do Regis work-study or have off-campus jobs, while others take the afternoon to squeeze in a workout in the gym.
All sports practice in the afternoon. Here's a look at some of the teams you'll see practicing at Regis.
As a Regis athlete, you'll come to depend on your trainers, coaches, Choices peers, advisors, and athletic directors. Here's some words of wisdom from your fearless leaders.
It's all in our hopes of to make sure that after the student athlete graduates from school here, that they are well equipped to go out into the real world and be successful adults at whatever it is that they want to do. So I think that's probably the biggest benefit for the student athletes, is that they don't realize it while they're here, but after you graduate, you're very, very well prepared to be successful in whatever it is that you choose to do with your life.
I would like to tell the incoming freshmen that they probably don't realize the power that they have as student athletes on our campus. And I would have them think about the fact that they are representing their sport, they're representing the school, they're representing so much more beyond themselves. And to think about that when they're updating their Facebook or MySpace account, or in their behavior on campus or at off-campus parties. They are truly role models on our campus.
Most of the athletes that I have met at Regis have been really great leaders. All of them have been really active in everything in Reach and other items on campus like Choices and other leadership activities, which is really a great thing about Regis athletes, is that they are known and well known on campus by all their professors and all the students as being great role models. I've also found that a lot of Regis athletes, actually most of them, choose really healthy lifestyles and make smart decisions about their alcohol consumption and choosing not to smoke, and they seem to really balance their life as an athlete and as a student and as a part of the Regis community really well.
Athletics pretty intense, and we play in a tough conference, and have some good competition, but all the athletes are great people, and you know, that's what we're here for, is just to make sure that they have a good experience, and for me, you know, trying to keep them stay healthy.
Under academically, the pressure that they face, and then when you add to that the fact that they're a varsity college athlete, that's going to add even more pressure to them, because we all know that people like to win, they're competitive, they want to win. They also want to do well academically when they come to a place like Regis, and Regis is a Division II program. All our sports are Division II, and so the expectation is that they're coming to Regis first for the academics.
Now that you've heard recommendations for success from Regis' staff, let's hear some pieces of advice from your fellow Regis athletes.
It's a smaller school, so you kind of get to know all the athletes around, so it's kind of a bond, I guess you could say. So everybody goes to everybody's game. It's pretty exciting that way.
The enjoyment of, in real life situations, making goals and fulfilling them to the hardest, whether or not you enjoy to do it. And so persuading my teammate is just saying, I will work hard for you, you know, come out here and we'll work hard together and accomplish goals, and we will accomplish far greater things than we could possibly imagine.
What I'll remember most from playing soccer at Regis is just the camaraderie and the team building and finding friends.
The worst thing about being an athlete at Regis is it's hard to sometimes balance the schoolwork and traveling and stuff like that. When you miss classes, it's hard to make up with, but it's definitely all worth it in the end.
You know, regarding performance, I think alcohol detracts from your ability to play at your, you know, optimal level on the field. So a lot of the players don't, you know, abuse alcohol.
Alcohol plays a role outside of athletics, not during the season. It's not wise to do that. I've seen the ill effects of that.
Alcohol doesn't really play much of a role in my life, especially during the season. I just choose not to drink because I care a lot more about my sport than just basically wasting it away.
Alcohol doesn't play a big role in my life because it does affect my performance. Most of our teammates, actually all of our teammates, don't drink before games and don't drink often during season.
Well, most of my team doesn't drink, so we all can hang out if we don't want to go out with partiers.
You're constantly kind of pressured from both athletes to like conform to, you know, we're going out on the weekend partying, and also from just normal students within the student body at Regis saying, hey, you know, it's the weekend, I know you have a game the next day, but come on, you got to be social too. So it's just finding that balance between, you know, going out and also, you know, having some sort of obligation to your team to maintain an ideal role model for other people.
Well, I really like being a student athlete here because it's like you have your own kind of bond with people with different sports and people from your own sport, especially being a freshman and first coming into the school. You really already know people, and that's a huge like relief off my back, at least when I came here. And then so I didn't really have to worry too much about making friends right away. I knew it would come eventually because I already had a little team to go to.
If I could give one piece of advice to incoming freshmen, I'd just say to, you know, have openness with everyone on the team, and I don't know, just it's an amazing experience being a student athlete. So, you know, we're all leaders here on campus, and we should live up to that role.
What I remember most about being a student athlete is the respect that I get from my peers and also my teachers. We're very highly respected on campus, I believe, and I think it's because we have a lot more responsibility as a student and as an athlete, and people are more respectful of that.
I'd say definitely time management is a big thing. You know, in school is definitely important as much as we are athletes, and the athletes take up a lot of our time. School is definitely still important, and it's important that we get, you know, start out right with classes, because if you start in the hole with your GPA and stuff like that, it's really hard to dig yourself out. So, you know, find people to work with, find tutors, find study partners. You know, really get to know your teachers when you get here, because they're going to be your greatest assets.
You've heard all these words of wisdom from those who've been there and done that before you. Now it's your choice to determine how you'd like to begin your year and leave your legacy at Regis University.